How's your son-in-law doing? Looks just like me, doesn't it?
Is that his junior high photo? Did he put his junior high photo in there?
Whatever.
I think he's too young to even shave in this picture.
Wow.
How did you know that was taken 2 months ago?
Big Grecian front, but really wears off quick, doesn't it?
Are you gonna be there Thursday for the,
Next Thursday?
yeah.
I am not. I'm not. I'm very disappointed. But I will not be there, unfortunately. I'm saddened, but
Iron Mike suggested that, his supervisors need to be there, and he suggested I have that.
sure. Great idea. Hope he doesn't come, but that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, don't I said that you'd be helpful this evening.
They hired me as an entertainment.
Yeah? You and your buddy, or just
Yeah,
you?
no, me and my buddy.
Well, yeah, for personal reasons, I would have really loved to have been there, but it's not in the cards this year.
It is 7 o'clock. I'd like to call a meeting to order. If everybody would stand and say pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Okay, now is the reading of the notice of the annual town meeting. Annual town meeting notice is hereby given.
Danielle, use your microphone, please.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, to the legal voters, residents of the town of Mchenry, in the county of Mchenry, in the state of Illinois, that the annual meeting of said town will take place on Tuesday, April 9th, 2024, on the hour of 7 o'clock p.m. The meeting location will be at the Mchenry Township Hall, 3703 North Richmond Road, Johnsburg, Illinois, 60051. This meeting is for the transmission and miscellaneous business in said town, and after a monitor has been elected, the proceeding from here said, consider report of officers and decide as such measures as may the procedures may law come before the meeting, and especially consider of the decided of the following: Mchenry Township Annual Town Meeting Agenda, which is 3703 North Richmond Road, Johnsburg, Illinois, 60051, April 9th, 2024 at 7 o'clock p.m. Mchenry Township Hall agenda. The agenda just reads as registration of voters, calling to order by Town Clerk Danielle Elward, Pledge of Allegiance, reading of the notice of annual town meeting as published, introduction of the township officials, introduction of the Mchenry Township elected officials, nomination of election of moderator and annual meeting, administrator of oath to the moderator. Reading of the minutes of the 2023 annual town meeting minutes and call for approval. reading of the supervisor's financial reports of the township and call for approval. State of the town address, supervisor, assessor, and the highway commissioner. New business, old business, recognition of electors and comments. 3 minutes per speaker and no action be taken at this time. Resolution to be set a date and time for the 2025 annual meeting on the second Tuesday of April 2025, April 8th, 2025 at 7 o'clock p.m. Motion for adjourn and adjournment. Now, okay, introduction of the township officials. Do you do that?
So the electors meeting, clerk does it, but if you want me to, I can.
Yeah, right, mine way.
I will do that. So, introduction of township officials. I'll introduce myself, Gary Barlow, the township supervisor. We also have trustee John McCreadle with us, trustee Adam Shaver, trustee Mark Yeager, and we have the highway commissioner, Jim Connon, with us this evening. There is no other officials here. Nomination and election of moderator for annual meeting. Do you want me to do that, or you do that?
I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, we need to nominate moderator. So I need a first.
So the moderator's job is to essentially, you'll end up having to keep the meeting moving, and that's really about it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, the reading minutes and stuff.
Yeah. You have a couple readings to do. Anybody choosing one to be the moderator?
I'll nominate Adam Shaver.
Second.
Wow.
Next time you know to nominate somebody else before they get a chance to.
Yep.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Any opposed? Guess what, Adam?
Join you up there?
Congratulations.
I think he's gonna make a good moderator.
I do too.
Stand up. I have to swear.
You know,
Okay, this is the oath of office.
I'm not highway commissioner.
I speak your whole name.
I, Adam Shaver. I, Adam Shaver,
Have been elected to office of moderator
have been elected to the office of moderator
in the township of McHenry,
in the township of Mchenry,
in the county of McHenry.
in the county of McHenry,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Illinois,
and the state of Illinois,
and will faithfully
and will faithfully
discharge the duties of the office of
discharge the duties of the office of
moderator
moderator
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. It's all yours. All right. Okay, reading of the minutes for next.
Danielle, did you read the minutes from last meeting, last year's meeting?
Yeah, we're on number 9, so.
All right. Yep.
All right, so these are the meeting minutes from April 11th, 2023. We broadcasted the meeting on YouTube. Town Clerk Danielle Alward called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. Clerk asked those in attendance to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Township Clerk read the published notice of the annual meeting. Supervisor Barlow welcomed the electors and observers. Introduced the township elected officials shortly after, Trustee Yeager, Trustee McCredo, and Trustee Shaver. The clerk requested nominations for moderator to conduct business at the annual meeting. There was a motion by Trustee McCredo to elect Carl Kaminsky as the moderator, seconded by Trustee Yeager. All ayes carried the motion to elect Carl Kaminsky. Clerk administered the oath to Mr. Kaminsky. Carl Kaminsky read the minutes of the 2021 annual township meeting. That actually should say 2022, right? Yeah. So Mr. Kaminsky read the minutes of the 2022 annual meeting and called for a vote to approve them. Motion carried. The clerk read the supervisor's financial report and made a motion to accept the financial report. Called for a vote. All ayes. Motion carried. Supervisor Barlow then provided the state of the town address. Moderator Kaminsky requested the state of the address from the highway commissioner. The packet contained the assessor's report. At the last meeting, there was no new or old business. There was no resolution for elector comments, and a resolution was made to set the date for the 2024 annual meeting today, Tuesday, April 24th at 7 p.m. There was then a motion to adjourn by Trustee McCredo, seconded by Trustee Yeager at 7:44.
Okay, I need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to revise these minutes to reflect 3 changes. The presence of 12 electors and 2 observers, and that the meeting minutes were 2022, not 2021, as published. And the motion is to approve these minutes with those changes.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, I need it first.
Devin made it first.
I need it.
Ms. McCredo?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Your show of hands, whatever you want to do. Easy way.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next is the reading, and I do those, so you just,
The reading of the supervisor's financial report of the township and called for approval. Okay, supervisor's statement of financial affairs, general town fund.
I should have more context
Can you read it?
Beginning balance as of April 1st, 2023, $2,123,936.86. Audit adjustments, $667,837.73. Beginning balance as of April 1st, 2023, related $1,456,099.13. Total revenue, $1,873,869.25. Total expenditures, $1,498,552.07. Ending balance as of March 34th, 2024, $1,831,416.31. Need a motion to approve?
to approve.
Second.
Mercurio.
Need a vote? All in favor? All ayes, any nays? Motion carries. Okay, Supervisor, Statement of Financial Affairs, General Assessments. Beginning balance as of April 1st, 2023, $293,895.57. Audit adjustments, $22,172.11. Beginning balance as of April 1st, 2023, related $271,723.46. Total revenues, $124,189.22. Total expenditures, $217,988.45. Ending balance as of March 31st, 2023, $177,924.23. Need a motion to approve?
I, Ruben Von Allman, make a motion to approve.
Second? Need a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Road District Treasurer's Annual Report, Permanent Hard Road. Beginning balance as of April 1st, 2023, $576,450.50. Audit adjustments, $21,015.62. Beginning balance as of April 1st, 2023, reads $597,466.12. Total revenues, $2,038,895.17. Total expenditures, $2,126,537.02. Ending balance as of March 31st, 2024, $509,824.27. Need a motion to approve?
I, Ray Menzik, make a motion to approve.
Ray,
Yes.
need a second?
I second.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And the final is the general road and bridge. Beginning balance as of April 1st, 2023, $1,059,297.16. Excuse me. Audit adjustment, $202,840.71. Beginning balance as of April 1st, 2023, related $856,456.45. Total revenues, $1,137,013.65. Total expenditures, $1,139,111.97. Ending balance as of March 31st, 2024, $854,358.13. Need a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
approve, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, so next is the State of the Town address by Supervisor Barla, and for his portion, Highway Commissioner Condon.
I don't think I'll need that. I speak pretty loud. First of all, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. I would put it on the TV if you need it, but there's a handout over by the door, and I think we've got enough. Just kind of a quick update of what's going on in the township. First, welcome. Obviously, we're going to review our programs. We'll talk a little bit about the indoor facilities, outdoor facilities, and some of the additional services that the township provides. General assistance. So general assistance is really a program of last results, meaning that anybody that comes to us and who is awarded a grant has run the gauntlet from the state all the way down through the county government and ends up with us because they don't qualify for any of their programs. And our goal, the goal of our program with general assistance is really to assist that person, get them back on their feet, and get them back onto paying taxes and things of that nature, so they're paying their way through. So last year, we had 232 applicants for general assistance. We made actually 34 grants, or 14.5%. A grant is a reoccurring monthly award. So there were 14 people, depending on when they were awarded their grant, could have gone up to a maximum of 12 months. After that, they're done with the grant at that point. So we did have an increase from the 34 grants where we had 12 last year. So you can tell with the economic times that we're in that it's a little bit harder for everybody to be able to make ends meet, and that's what the program's for. Emergency assistance is a program within general assistance. We had 119 folks apply. We had 1 denied, and it's actually it was only 92% of last year. So kind of the opposite of GA for some reason. It was not short-term as much as it is long-term help versus, GA is a little bit more long-term. I've listed Salvation Army in there. The reason is that we administer Salvation Army funds here. Those are not taxpayer dollars. Those are Salvation Army dollars that we do to help folks out when they're down on their luck. So we had 43 folks qualify for the Salvation Army that we assisted last year, and that was 36% of 120 from last year. Moving on to the Senior Bus Express, that's kind of the biggest program we have here on our side in the town fund. We had 9,195 rides, which is a 43% increase over prior year. The handout, you can see how it breaks down as far as the months go in there. But that's an important program. I had an opportunity to ride this year and go out and meet a few of the folks. They're very, very appreciative. One of the things we did along with riding out there is we put together a Senior Express survey. We had over 100 surveys passed out to the folks that are actually riding the bus. They were handed a survey on the bus. We actually got 26 back. That's a huge number when it comes to responses. Some of the highlights of that are our riders' ages. 38% of the folks of that 100 were between the 26 responses, were between 70 and 75 years of age, and 19% were between 80 and 85 years old. I'm sorry. We also have a couple 90-year-olds and a 100-year-old that still rides the bus. So it's a vital service to get the folks out. Part of the goal of that program is having the seniors age at home, but still have ability to get to the doctor, food, and other places within the township. So it's a worthwhile program. The trip time, as far as once they're on the bus, 42% of the rides are between 10 and 15 minutes. We also ask them if they mind multiple riders. We're trying to double up, triple up, and quadruple up our rides as we learn more and more and more about our ridership. So 85% said they don't mind having an additional rider. They didn't mind looking at my mug for a day, so it was okay. Group outings, I think one of the things that has kind of dropped off or gone away over the past is some group outings within the township. 73% of the folks that are riding the bus said they would enjoy a group outing. So we'll look at that next year to see if we can't put some group outings together. And 96% of the folks would recommend our service. There are some other things that, kind of looking at is, as we try to help the folks age at home, not all the doctors are here in Mchenry Township. Some of the locations mentioned outside of the township that folks would like to be able to get to: Crystal Lake, Barrington, Lake Forest, Elgin, Grays Lake, and Algonquin. I think there's hospitals and doctors in every one of those places, so that's something we have to look at, and I'll build on that a little bit later. The next page is grants. The reason I listed that is that was kind of my focus over the last part of last year and the beginning of this year. We're focused on grants, and I go back and I missed last year's. I didn't have the details on it, but there was a community garden started by Trustee Mchenry and also a volunteer, Judith Gottlieb. John was able to secure about an $8,600 grant, if I'm not mistaken, it's right about there. So that was awarded to us, and we opened up a community garden down next to the food pantry, kind of behind the wood chip pile. The second grant that we worked on last year was the Fish Food Pantry Edition. The pantry came to us and said they wanted to add on to it. Well, they put out their goldfish campaign and raised the majority of the money. We were able to go to the grant, secure a community development block grant for the sum of $35,000 to help expand the pantry. So we continue, again, another way to help seniors age at home and those folks that are a little down on their luck, the ability to find food. So 2023 and 2024, we were also awarded a $20,000 grant that was put to the Senior Express bus service. That comes from the county also. So going on, we're kind of moving on this year, but the work was done last year to be able to secure it. We've got Judith Gottlieb again with her community garden, and we've been able to secure another $4,200. They're going to come out and help her get the garden going here this spring. So she's looking for new dirt and mulch and things of that nature to kind of reload the beds as they sink down because of the sticks and things that, what do they call that? Decompose, thank you. The Senior Express bus service for 23-24, we were awarded $24,000 from the Senior Services Grant Commission at the county. Again, that money directly offsets money that comes from the taxpayers out of the township. We use that $24,000, we put that right in there to run our buses. We also put in a community development block grant for $291,000 for replacement of playground equipment. And I can go into that a little bit more detail down the road here, which I will. Unfortunately, we were not awarded that competitive grant. All of these grants that we're going for are competitive grants. They're not just givens. So we have to write them in such a way that our urgency or our priority is higher than the other folks. There are folks like Senior Service Associates. What are some of the other service organizations that, Catholic Charities, we're all competing for the same money when it comes to grants like that. But we weren't, the park equipment replacement didn't rank high enough to get awarded any money this year. Doesn't mean that we're not continuing to look for grants for that. This year, we're also focused on another grant from the Age Guide of Northeastern Illinois. We've written the LOI, the letter of intent, and we're waiting for the application to open. So we don't know what funds are going to be available. So that's a to be determined as far as the amount that we ask for. That would go to directly offset any costs that we have in our bus service. Again, another senior service grant is the Community Foundation of Mchenry. They're actually located down in Crystal Lake. We're working on a program with a couple other townships in the village of Hebron Richmond and Burton being the other townships, to where there's $75,000 available for 3 years. Our cut of that would be $18,750. But what we're looking at is to use this, because it's what they call a transformational grant. We want to try to move our program to the next level. That's where we're talking about expanding our hours during the week, maybe picking up a day on the weekend, or maybe doing some specialty runs outside of the township to hospitals and things like that to help accommodate our folks within the township. So that grants is a major focus of mine, and I'm going to continue to look for additional grants and everything that I can at this point. Also attended a grant seminar downstate in the wonderful town of Springfield. Learned a lot about how individual state grants work. That's the next level from county and private community, like the community foundation, private money versus public money, I'll call it, is the state going to the state level and trying to find some more. So from an indoors facility standpoint, this hall is rented the majority of the time. I don't have the actual totals, but you can see the facility rentals by month that we have here. We have the town hall, which consists of these two places. We also have Whispering Hills, which is down off of Hayden and Florence? Jeffrey.
Jeffrey in Auckland.
0 for 2. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, but I now know where it is. No, it's down there. It's been there several times. Very nice facility. That one gets used a lot for individual parties, such as there's been small wedding receptions there. There's been birthday parties, intimate family birthday parties, and also baby showers and things of that nature. It's a little bit more cozy than the township hall. The township hall does get rented quite a bit for large parties. It's almost every weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also have down towards the baseball fields, we also have what we call the recreation center. We rent or share part of that with Senior Service Associates, and the other side is open to be rented if there's not a program going on there already. Parks and athletics, outdoors, you can see the numbers of the rentals that we have out there. There's such things, obviously we've got the community garden. There's a lot of things that happen out there. We've got Junior Warriors, football, Northern United Soccer Club, cross country from the high school at D156, softball, baseball, Mchenry Baseball Association, Mchenry Chaos is another team. There's Matrix 12 is softball, U12 is, I believe that's girls softball, isn't that? Correct. Matrix 14, Matrix 16, under 16. Colts is, this is Mchenry again. Johnsburg Pigtail League, girls, Tidal Waves, Club Rawlings Tigers, a lot of baseball play. I don't think there's an open weekend from May to, what is that, August, September? Yeah. And then, of course, it's a great place where our road commissioner does his touch a truck, and I'll let him talk about that. I put a picture in there, just wanted to kind of show you how our park is laid out with the 4 baseball, or the 4 athletic fields, 2 soccer fields, the 4 baseball fields, and then the 2 football fields. Then I put a little green box around the playground area. That's the one that we're trying to secure additional funding to replace the equipment because it's aged out. The pictures you saw in the handout are just, it's aged out, it's old. We actually had it inspected twice. We were able to keep it open for an extra year, but we finally had to close it based on the shape that it was in. We got a report that it was unsafe to allow the kids to play on it anymore. We took down bridges that connected pieces on that large piece. We took down some swings that were cracked, and the majority of it is there's rubber coated stairways and things between all the pieces, and the rubber has come off and become a rust hazard, and don't want the kids to get hurt if they fall, scratch, get those types of things. So some of the extra, or some of the things that happen, some additional services, I want to say thank you to Trustee Mark Yeager. He started a Harmonica for Life program. That's a breathing exercise program for things like to help with COPD and other breathing ailments. Back in spring of 2023, Trustee Macredo, the community garden with Judith Gottlieb, and this winter, Trustee Shaver started a remote control car club here. So he had a couple outings and still looking to continue that, I hope. Okay. And then one of the things that happened this year, we were partnered with Senior Service Associates,
Volunteer Network.
Senior Service Volunteer Network. We had a durable medical program. We still have it. They decided to not recognize us up here anymore, and I believe it was due to the liability in their insurance company, because they didn't have, quote, any control of our processes up here for sterilization and things of that nature. But we still do we'll loan durable equipment here for those that need it. We continue voter registration. We work with the Fish Food Pantry. Senior Services Associates, they have a full program that they put on every month. Anything from men's pool to bingo to knitting, you name it, they've got it down there. We've got a couple notaries here that are available while we're open. One of the things that we haven't gotten back to, but we're going to reinstate the computer classes. We're going to try to figure out a way to find an instructor and put on some classes for seniors. McHenry County Historical Society, I don't know if everybody's aware, but that is available to any township resident for no charge. You do not have to pay when you go there. It's covered through the township. We belong to them, and our membership allows anybody in the township to be able to go there. There's indoor walking, like I said, every morning. I think that's 6:30 or 7 a.m. You can find on the board in the kitchen the number of laps it takes to make a mile. And then also one of the other ones I've been trying to restart is the Blue Star banner. The recognition for those families whose sons and daughters have made a decision to defend our nation. So I'm still trying to figure out the magic key to find those people that want to be recognized and say thank you, because that's a hard decision. I'll open it up for any questions if anybody has anything. If not, I'll turn it over to the road commissioner.
Actually,
What?
the assessor.
Oh, okay. The assessor.
Evan was going to read the assessor's office, and she's not available.
She has,
So what?
I do have one comment related to Supervisor Barla's mention of the Blue Star banner. I had a chance recently to talk with Senator Wilcox.
Yep.
He's going to see if he can get from any of his sources an anonymized list, perhaps at county level, of how many military entrants have come from the county. His thought is, if we're having trouble getting people to join, there might not be as many people entering the military as what we might think, but he's going to see if he can get any additional data on how we might attract other families.
That is true. The folks that put on Blue Star, the Blue Star Banner program, they're already working with the local American Legions and VFWs in our area to try to find local families that have folks in the military that are doing active service. Our next step is trying to go to the high schools. Not that many kids enter the military anymore. The numbers are down, like you said. One of the things is the county board member Carl Kaminsky is a veteran, and he's been trying to get a list, but they won't even release it to him. They won't release a list of active members of service, so we can approach the families. I got 3 or 4, but it's just trying to coordinate all of them, and it's work.
Yeah, so Senator Wilcox said he is willing to see if there's anything else that he can gather for us.
Yep, we'll take it.
Yep. All right, since Assessor Mary is not able to attend this evening's meeting, I will go ahead and review her annual assessor report. The 2023 equalized assessed value was
It's in the packet.
1 billion, yeah, $1,809,802,867, which was an increase of $184,426,000. During 2023, the new construction value that was added was $30,574,898, which was an increase from prior year of $15,995,900. In 2023, there was an increase of 40 new parcels of land up to 25,253. The number of assessment appeals received in 2023 was 249, which was an increase of 76. And 2023 was what we refer to as a quadrennial year, so there are additional requirements that I don't fully understand that applied, but I guess that is to say there was more going into the assessments that they had to review. The number of exemptions for 2023, for homeowner exemption, there were 14,004, which was an increase of 34. There was an increase of 159 senior exemptions to a total of 4,446. There was an increase of 59 senior freeze exemptions to a total of 1,279. There was an increase of 13 disabled person exemptions to a total of 405. There was a decrease to disabled veterans between 30 and 49%, down to 24. There was an increase of 6 disabled veterans at 50 to 69% disabled to a total of 40. And there was an increase of 38 disabled veteran exemptions for veterans that were between 70 and 100% disabled to a total of 269. Stands for. There's a number off to the right of this figure listed as MV. I don't know if that's a percentage of the total or what, but it's listed as 79,204,000. 2023 tax bills will be out in May. She says, please remember these bills are based on the property value as of January 2023. If there are exemptions that someone is able to receive that are not on the bill, please contact the assessor's office as there's a limited period of time to make corrections. She has 2 dates listed for assessment and tax forms that will occur. One on May 15th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. and one on May 22nd from 10 to 11:30 a.m. But she's asking for RSVPs to allow for proper availability for that one, and both forums will be held here in the main town hall. Ultimately, she says to call her office with any questions. All right, so with that concluded, we will now entertain Mr. Jim Condon, Road Commissioner, for his portion of the annual meeting report.
Do you want it?
Well, we're not something. I'm going to be really brief. The road district, there hasn't been a lot of changes. It's working pretty well right now. We do have a packet of sheets that kind of update where we've been last year and where we're going this year. So I'm just going to flip through it and touch on a few things. We currently have 14 employees, actually 15 employees. We do have a new employee. So we're up to 15 employees at the road district. We service over 100 miles of road. We are actually, in Mchenry County, the largest road district, have more miles than anybody, and maintain over 130 miles between our intergovernmental agreements and the roads that we have ourselves. We have an annual program of Touch a Truck. This year it is on September 14th. You can see from last year we had over 2,200 participants in our event. It's very popular, especially when the weather's good. So it's a great fun afternoon for everybody. Moving on to our snow program. One of the things we do is plow snow and treat roads. You'll see that we had a relatively mild winter by the data sheet that's provided for you here. This year's usage is lower than past years. One thing that's really impressive is how we've reduced the salt usage over the years. Regardless of the storms, we've made some improvements in our salt management, which obviously is a huge improvement to the environment. Moving on to our road program, again this year there's about 5 different sections to our road program. Our main one is our paving, and if you look through our report here, it tells you about our paving program. We also provide crack seal on an annual basis to roads and reclamite treatment to our roads. For those of you who don't know what reclamite is, it's an additive to the pavement that increases the life of the pavement anywhere from 5 to 7 years, and the cost of it over the course of the pavement life is about 1 year, so it's a big savings. Lastly is our striping that we do ourselves on an annual basis, and for some of our surrounding communities, because we're going up down their roads anyway. Stormwater management, we continue to do the requirements of the MS5 program for our NPDES requirements. You'll find that information online. We did recently complete our annual reporting. We will be continuing our recycling program. If you look on our the pamphlet that we provided you, you'll see that we've got over 12 tons of electronics that we recycled last year, over 10 tons of outside of the electronics, TVs and monitors, and about 3,000 pounds of clothes. So we, for the dates that we do it, we do collect a lot of material. One of the things I do want to touch on is paint cans, or paint in the future. This will be our last year of paint recycling. The state has eliminated funding for the recycling portion, for the disposal of the paint, because the state has created a new law that requires vendors who sell paint that as of next year they're required to also take back unused paint and recycle it. So there won't be a need. There's no funding for us to do it. This year, we're actually doing it at our own expense this year, just to carry the program through, because the state program doesn't start until next year. Thank you very much, state, for just leaving that year out. Really appreciate it. You'll see in our packet our recycling program dates. We have one every 3rd Saturday from April through October, and it lists what we collect. Lastly, we are currently working on our decennial reports, and we should have that ready for submittal by the end of November. So glad to answer any questions, but again, things are running pretty smoothly. We're doing some very efficient work as far as preserving pavements and making them last, stretching them out to 20 years. I will tell you that I routinely get great compliments from our staff, or about our staff, whether it be snow plowing or after we knock down mailboxes, quite frankly, that we get back out there and get them back up, or we tear up a yard because the snow plow gets a little bit off the edge and tears up the yard. People are really amazed that we come back and make sure that we clean that stuff up. And it's really not attributed to me, it's attributed to the staff that we have. So I can only praise them. They're the ones that really do all the work. I just count the dollars and make sure it gets to the right spots. So, answer any questions if you have any. All right, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Good job, Jim.
All right, it does not appear that we have any additional new or old business. So we'll move on to number 14, recognition of electors for comments. I don't think were there any comments? People for comment listed? None. All right, does anybody have any comments they'd like to make that was not listed on the sheet?
I think the road district does a great job maintaining the roads throughout the township. Should be recognized.
Thank you. Not thank you from me, but thank you from the guys
Understood.
and the ladies. They do all the work.
All right, so at this time we need a resolution to set the date and time for the April 2025 meeting. So someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion for the 2025 annual electors meeting on April 8th at 7 PM here at the Mchenry Township Hall.
Second.
All right, I can only have 1 second. Who is that?
I only heard one voice.
Mark? You need a vote.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carries.
Lastly, we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
All right,
Need a vote.
need a vote. All say
Aye.
aye. All right, motion carries. We are now adjourned.
Thank you.
7:41. Good job.